you act, in accordance to law. But what we are saying is that accountability is actually about doing what is right even when nobody is seeing you. And these, also extend to environment. It's about not dropping that what is it called, the nylon of pure water that you drank, on the street, littering the street even when nobody is seeing you. Is about not sticking into the forest, then felling the trees, without taking the authority from the government or the right agency before you go ahead, felling those trees. So this, has to do with our action. It has to do with the fact that we need to do what is right and what is needful even when nobody is seeing us.
All right. So do we need this accountability, especially when it comes to climate change and vulnerable communities in Nigeria?
Yes, we need it.
We do need it.
Yes, the accountability involves everybody.
Okay.
As an individual, you have to be accountable to your environment. As a government, you have to be accountable to your environment.
So it's not just one-sided.
It's not one-sided.
Whether government or individual or community, everybody should be involved.
Community, even the businesses, the private sector now, they should be accountable, to the environment that they are operating, within. So accountability is about everybody. Nobody is left out of the safety net when it comes to issue of accountability.
All right, walk us through the open data. I mean, how does open data strengthen environmental policies in Nigeria?
Okay, I think we need to dwell a bit about what open data is all about.
Okay, what is it?
So because when we are talking about open data, we are referring to availability of data or data set.
You might want to say that again.
Availability of data or data set, that is open, to people, that is accessible, that is available, and it is reusable.
Reusable.
So, yes.
Awesome.
So people should be able to use that data at their will. You understand, without no restriction, to the use of the data, and it must be available, to the entire public, and they should be able to access it. Because one thing is to say the data is available, but people cannot access it. So if there are restrictions, then it is no more an open data. But if there is no limitation, if there is no restriction, then we are talking about open data. If there are no licenses, because there are data you need to, probably take a license before you use them. You need the permission of the government or a particular agency before you make use of them. But when we are talking about open data, it's about making data available, for people, making data accessible for people, and making it available for people to be able to use and reuse it.
What are the merits of and demerits of open data, of having data in itself? Okay, so what are the merits of open data?
Yeah, so one of some of the advantages of data is that when you have data available for people, it helps in forecasting.
Into the future,
into the future,
planning,
to see the future, to project, to plan. So when it comes to research too, data has a very vital role to play. It's a very critical influence when it comes to analyzing situation of things. So that's that's equally one of the merits of it, of data. So and data, just like I said, equally helps in planning, as well. So because as a nation, once data are available, this will help you to plan for the future. It will help you to plan for the immediate, and again, it helps us to monitor the situation of things, especially the progress. So data equally help us to track events. So we should be able to say categorically that this is where we are, and this is where we are going to, or this is where we are coming from at the end of the day. So when it comes to the issue of advantages, we have more advantages
than the disadvantages.
Disadvantages.
Okay, I don't mean to deviate, but I mean it's something that has been at the behest of quite a number of Nigerians, and this is something that matters or borders around the national population census. We keep talking, we are a little bit more than 200 200 million, or we are around 200, we are 230, some are projected 250, some have said no, we are not even up to 200, others have said we are up to 500. What is the danger of this, especially when it has to do with a country as Nigeria?
So when we are talking about data, ordinarily data are projections. We need to talk about this.
Okay.
So, but no matter how it is, we need to get it right. You know, because this is will help us to plan well. If we know, for example, we are talking about Nigeria, some are saying we are above 200 million, some are saying we are below 200 million, you know, but what is most important is the accuracy of the data that we are working about. So, and this is the reason why, you know, we don't just talk about data. There are things you have to put in place if you must have a quality data, because when we are talking about data, we are talking about quality data, because without quality data there is little or nothing you can do. It's only when you your data follow all the parameters that it requires, you know, before you can, you know, declare it a quality data. And we all know it. You have to do your data cleanup, you have to do your due diligence, you know, DQ, you know, before you go ahead and say, okay, this is what we have in terms of data now. So that is very important, and that is the reason why, you know, periodically we need to revisit our data. We need to come back, you know, to the field to get a new set of information, so that at the end of the day we know whether we are still very much where we are, whether there are progresses, and whether, you know, there are issues that we really need to tackle.
Talking about whether, you know, knowing categorically where exactly we are, what it is that we are coming up or contending with or not contending with. Let's talk about the current gaps. What are the biggest gaps in Nigeria's environmental data today?
Okay, so without gainsaying the fact that government is trying, but again, this is 21st century. So we need to speed up in whatever we are doing. There are quite a lot of gaps. Number one, you find out